say they're half feet tall.
It wasn't more than wait when it.
We probably locked eyes for maybe 3 seconds, and that was enough for me to just be completely scared out of my mind.
You put bait out too?
We have similar reports in Russia.
I must have watched it for about, a minute and a half.
A large something.
I couldn't explain what it was.
And that's when I saw the face peek out from behind the tree at me.
But ancient Native Americans have been recounting sightings for centuries. Sightings of creatures all the creek.
They ran into this people that they call the creek devil.
Since the late 1950s, local and national newspapers have recounted eyewitness reports of 6 to 8 foot tall, hairy, man-like creatures roaming the mountains of Humboldt County in Northern California.
Crystal waters flow. No reason to consider company might show. But destiny would find you where you walked across the sand to leave a world divided. Did Roger film a Bigfoot or man? Where are you now, Patty?
Well, welcome, folks. It's that time once again for the Friday evening Bigfoot Radio. And now for the Bigfoot research teams from across the country. Welcome, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight?
Well, I notice how everybody is doing tonight. I'm doing okay, but it seems like the speaker, for some reason, keeps fading in and out. I'm not sure why. But I did check the weather report today. It automatically comes up on my computer, and it says we are having a solar flare. No wonder everything's going bonkos.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and I want to tell everybody today, everybody knows I've been working on my HHO fuel cell to try to beat these gas prices and everything else. I finally got my cell fuel all hooked up, and yesterday I took it out for a spin drive, and I got in the Jeep, I turned the fuel cell on, everything else. Now, mind you, I had a quarter and... Well, I had 1/4 and 1/8 of fuel in my tank when I left. Okay, everybody knows 1/8 of a tank of fuel isn't very much. I went 30 miles on 1/8 of a tank while using the HHO generator. Now, if I wasn't using the HHO generator, I would have used almost a quarter tank. So instead of me doing 19 miles to the gallon, I got all the way up to 30 miles to the gallon. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is ridiculous. So I went online and I did a little bit more research. Come to find out, and I'm only running 3 amps in this thing. I found out the more amps you add to it, the more hydrogen this thing puts out. So I'm thinking, well, hell, if I could at least put at least 6 amps into this thing, I'll get at least 40 miles to the gallon, and I'll be saving fuel like there ain't no tomorrow. And this Jeep I have is a 1996 Jeep Grand Cherokee with an inline 6 in it, and I normally get anywhere between 18 or 19 miles to the gallon. That's it. And it's got a little computer on the top where it tells you exactly how many miles you're getting. As I'm driving down the road back home, I'm looking up at the little digital screen, and it says 30 miles to the gallon. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what the hell? It's never did that before in its whole life. And I'm sitting there looking at this thing, and I'm sitting there giggling to myself as I'm driving. And I thought to myself, eat your heart out, world. Now I'm getting better gas mileage than what I was before. Holy crap, this shit actually works.
I know you've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, well, I had to build my own fuel, HHO fuel cell tank to go in it because the one I got from Richie Rich on Facebook that sells the HHO Hydro Fuel USA. I asked him, could I build my own tank out of PVC pipe? And he said, yeah, it should work, no problem. So I followed his instructions. I built the tank. I put it in, and it worked. I couldn't believe it, but it actually worked. Now, I used it once before in my motorhome, and my motorhome was only getting like 9 miles to the gallon. I mean, that's all these big old giant monsters use. But when I put it in my motorhome, I got like 16 miles to the gallon. And this is a V8. If I put, and it was only putting out like maybe, I don't know, three liters out. If I put 2 of them in, and I put like 6 liters out, I would have gotten better fuel mileage. But I was in a rush to get out of not California, but heading back up north. Anyhow, who's rocking around in the chair or whatever they're doing?
Not me.
Anthony?
No comment.
I hear a lion in the background. He must be angry at somebody.
I'm just making snacks.
Oh, you're making snacks. Okay, that's what I hear. Well, make some for everybody else, will you? For everybody out there that has any paranormal activity, from UFOs to ghosts to any type of weird spiritual stuff, or Bigfoot sightings or whatever, you can call us up at 667-770-1476, and the participant code is 759314#. Again, 667-770-1476, and the participant code is 759314. So, what's going on in the world, everybody?
Well, I had an encounter this past week.
Well,
nice.
Tell us. We want to hear. The Inquirer wants to hear.
The inquiry minds. The other night I was sitting here, Martin was in the bed, and, I heard something moving around on the porch, and it was bumping and moving and around, and my dogs couldn't get on the porch. And it kind of gave me the creeps. I kind of looked out, and it was coming from the backyard and, backside of the house. Then the dogs got to howling. I mean, it was horrible. It was very, pitiful howls and stuff. And I thought, well, I think I better go outside and listen, see what's going on. And I came out, and what I heard, it sounded like teeth chattering together. Clack, 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 real fast. Yeah. Teeth chattering. And it wasn't to the house. It was down up under the hill. It was that loud. And then I heard some whistles. And then I heard a whoop. And I thought, the juveniles are back. And so I go back in the house, and, they come up with my other German Shepherd, and they taunted him. You remember, a dog, Yeah,
I got that recording still, I think, somewhere around here.
And I think what it is, I had some juveniles back there taunting my dogs. They could have got up on the porch without going through the pen. We've got a 5-foot fence all the way around the backyard, but it's so loud I could hear it from my kitchen door about 200 something feet behind my house. The chatter of the teeth. I don't know what else we'd call teeth chatter like that. Do y'all?
Me and Catherine, I've heard that several times, from the cabin and up in Colorado. So I know exactly what you're saying. And there were groups of them, Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great.
I had called David Ellis. He's out in Washington State. And I said, tell me, David, he's the one that does my vocals, and he analyzes it and everything. And I said, have you picked up any teeth chattering before? And he said, well, there's been reports of it, most definitely. I said, and I told him about the whistle. He said, Mary Catherine, you know what that is, don't you? I said, oh, yeah. I just wanted to double check. I didn't want nobody to think I was crazy by trying to explain it. But it lets, they've been gone for a while. They haven't been totally gone. It's just they haven't come around that much since they cut the timber around here. They didn't cut my timber, but, they kind of backed off a little bit. But I really think it was juveniles because they got on my back porch. And when they were climbing up on my porch roof, they had to be juveniles there. So the juveniles normally are the ones that come up around on the porch. So that's what I encountered, and I thought, well, they're bad,
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You're going to be in for a treat every day, and you may not even hear them, but they're there. That's awesome. That's great.
Well, like I said, I don't have to go out in the woods. They just come up to me every day. So, but I thought it was kind of strange. So y'all have heard the chatter of the teeth before?
I have.
I haven't, and Chris might have, but I haven't.
Well, I did look at. Monkeys do the chatter of the teeth. Chatter.
I know.
They call.
I know if you're out in the woods with a bear, now bears do it.
We don't have that. We don't have bears. Not that can whistle anyway.
No. If a bear was out there whistling, I'd have to look around 3 times and scratch my head and say, like, what the heck?
Oh, I thought it was weird.
Oh, that is weird.
No,
you're right about the juveniles. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just saying that I didn't hear like teeth like chattering, but I did hear a lot of monkey chatter.
Yeah.
So
I've heard that too.
That I sent someone was it sounded like with some howls and then it went into like barred owl sounds and then it quickly went into like monkey chatter.
Yeah. But if y'all remember what the audio that I have, and Giants played here about the they would slip up on the porch, up to the porch, and they'd taunt my dogs. I got 2 German Shepherds back there in the backyard now, and they're like 2 years old. And I think that's what they were doing. They were just kind of trying to play with them, and that new fence back there, if it is juveniles, they can't jump over the fence and might climb over it. But whatever it was up on my back porch. I got a 10-foot wide wrap-around porch all the way around the house, and they can come on it in any place. But it kind of gives you the creeps, but it doesn't scare me like it did when it first started happening, in 2012. But I'm more cautious about where I'm going. Where's Snake Man?
I sent them a message, but who knows?
Mary Catherine, just to continue with your experience here, how do your dogs react with the Bigfoots, the juveniles?
Well, there were several times that I've got recordings that my dogs are outside playing with them. I mean, you can hear them out there playing, going crazy with them. I've had people report that that the juveniles would even ride their horses and braid their hair and stuff. So, I don't think. But I do know that one time, my other German Shepherd, he intercepted them going up the tree, get on my porch roof, and there was obviously an adult there because Martin said that he heard it. Then what was going on, said it sounded like Sledge got thrown up against the house or he was slammed down on the porch once. And I think when Sledge went after the juvenile, the adult came and slapped him around. I heard the baby crying in the back. I mean, it was real quiet, you know. I mean, the baby was crying, and then Sledge never did make a noise. He did. I mean, he would bark and jump out off the porch and run after every little minute sound, and he made it down. After it kind of calmed down and stopped for a minute, he goes down there and he's running 9 to nothing. He gets down at the bottom of the hill, and then something slaps him. And he goes, oh! And then he comes running back up on the porch. So I think that the big ones will knock him off, you know. So I wouldn't want to leave my dogs out there, you know, just opening them. I think they really drove Sledge crazy. You know, so I don't know. It was kind of bad. And then there was something else that happened. One night I had it recording, and I lost this recording. They would mimic him barking. And every time Sledge would go to bark, that the foots would mimic his bark, and it would be like 100 times so louder than Sledge. He'd start to bark, and then they'd bark over him.
Right.
And it was just like blow you away. But they did that to him. Go ahead.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. I wish you had that recording. I mean, that is amazing, the interaction. You know,
yeah, that would come in. Yeah, he would get to barking, and then all of a sudden, they would, right as he starts barking, they'd start barking over him, and it'd be so loud it'd just drown him out. I mean, it'd be amplified, you know, like 100-fold. And it was kind of weird, but there's a lot of things that I remember. You know, I don't remember every time I ever, you know, talk about Bigfoot, but, you know, sometimes these things come back, and I remember the things that, I guess it's because how did he interact? You asked me about how they interacted with my dog before.
Right.
Mary Catherine, earlier you said you guys had a tornado come by your place?
Not by my place, but at the same time, I got a video of it. It hit in Tuscaloosa, and then during that storm, lightning struck my house that my grandson was renting, the apartment over the garage.
Well, the reason I asked you is maybe Snake Man is because they're in Arkansas. I'm just wondering if they're having a storm over there. Is why he hasn't called in.
No, I don't know. Yeah, well, like I was saying, my grandson's apartment burned up this afternoon by a lightning strike. Oh, Lord. Uh-oh, somebody's coming up the driveway.
Well, we just have to keep them in our prayers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have y'all ever seen these big old black vans? Heavy-duty vans? I'm sitting out here on the porch. They're black. It has to be government. It has to be FBI or something.
A black van?
Yeah. Yeah, them big, huge, heavy.
And the windows and everything are tinted black too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those are Men in Black.
Well, they passed by my house yesterday.
Did
Huh.
they stop by?
Some kind of government. Huh?
Did they stop by and get out of the car?
No, they just drove past the house. And
you know, they're going to know everything you're doing there, Captain.
Yeah,
I mean, once they're on the radio and they hear this stuff, they're going to be involved. You know, I mean, when I was up at the cabin, you know, not often, maybe I think only once I saw like a black sedan pass through, but people have told me, and speaking with on YouTube and stuff like that, that like Steven said, you know, they follow you. You know, they know what you're doing, and they're interested in it. And you definitely have a connection, you know, yearly, because they're there.
That,
You know,
not only that, if you had a van just right past your place wall or whatever it was,